There's a myth online, a secret about these lenses. Some say Leica R lenses share DNA with Panavision. Others even compare them to Cooke S4s. But is that actually true? Let's find out. Today we are putting that myth to the test. I will take my Leica R lenses, the ones I've been shooting with for 2 years, and put them head to head against real cinema glass. Before we jump into the Cookes, let me quickly show you my Leica R set. My set covers focal length from 60mm up to 135mm. The 60mm Elmerite, wild, fisheye, super stylized. The 28mm, not the sharpest wide open, but full of character. The 50mm Summicron, sharp, fast, and my favorite lens. The 135mm, not used very often, but it's a bokeh monster. Each has its quirks, but together they make a very versatile toolkit, and for this test we will focus on the 50mm Summicron against the Cooke S4. You might have seen some of my earlier work shot on these lenses, especially paired with the original Blackmagic Pocket cinema camera. That little combo taught me more about filmmaking than any new gear ever could. And that's exactly why I wanted to test them properly, to see if that cinematic feel was just nostalgia or something real. So where does this myth actually come from? I dug through old forum threads and checked historical sources, and here's what I found. Back in the 70s and 80s, Leica made the R series. And here's the twist. Some optical elements were actually manufactured in facilities that also supplied glass to Panavision. Now, does that mean these are Panavision lenses? Not really, but it was enough to spark a legend. Because when you look at Leica R images, you see smoother roll-off, softer contrast, and a rendering that feels closer to cinema glass than your average photo lens. That's why people started calling them the hidden cousins of Panavision, and eventually even comparing them to Cooke's. Originally, I wanted to compare the 50mm Summicron directly to the Cooke S4 50mm, but of course, the one lens we needed most was out of rental. Luckily, our friends at seeyourent wanted to support this project. They gave us access to a full set of Cooke S4s with focal lengths that perfectly matched my Leica R lenses. We even had the chance to shoot proper lens charts to see exactly where the difference show up in sharpness, contrast and field behavior before taking them out into the real-world scene. In the field test, I want to point out that we had to make the shots repeatable in order to maintain the same framing. For this, we had to use a tripod. In my experience, the Cooke S4 lenses are noticeably sharper and can better resolve the 6K resolution of the red Komodo. At their price, I would expect nothing less. The images appear clearer overall and have greater dynamic range. However, the Leica lenses are impressively close. The most striking difference is, of course, that the Cookes were designed for professional use on set. The entire supporting infrastructure is correspondingly scaled, which made switching to the Leicas quite difficult each time. Big thanks to seeyourent for supporting us. to my friend Alex, who once again joined us as a DOP. Without him, this kind of videos probably wouldn't be possible. And to Louis, who has acted in our videos so many times already. So are Leica R lenses just cheap Panavisions or Cooke in disguise? Not exactly, but do they share a cinematic soul? Definitely. And maybe that's why the myth survives, because when you shoot with them, they really do echo cinema glass in their own imperfect, inspiring way. But they are not Cookes, they are not Panavision. But for a fraction of the price you get lenses that make you want to go out and shoot, and honestly, that's the most cinematic thing of all. So what do you think? Do you see similarities, or is this all hype? Drop a comment down below. I would love to hear your take, and if you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe or watch this video. Anyway, thanks for watching and see you next time.